Hey everybody, I'm Louis. I'm a student studying in UCLA, but due to the current coronavirus issue, I went back to China at the beginning of this quarter. And right now, after about a month of quarantine, I've been around in Changsha City about half a month. And now I think is a good time to actually talk about the coronavirus as for how and why Chinese did great in controlling the coronavirus. Well, some of those critics have been saying because Chinese have the most population in the world, there's not as much confirmed case as some of those other countries, some of those developed countries in Europe and in America. Well, Chinese people are definitely taking fake numbers, and it's also because their testing ability is very bad. Well, is this the case? In my opinion, after the a little bit more half a month of experience, I think this is not the case. And here's why. But before, let's first talk about what is coronavirus. According to Dr. Bill Schaffner in Vanderbilt University, coronavirus is a group of virus that ordinarily does not harm to people. However, there's also a range of from time to time there's a range of coronavirus that develops. For example, in 2002 and 3, there's SARS that hit mainland China that killed more than 8,000 people, and it's so deadly that the death rate is more than 10%. Also, there's another coronavirus named MERS that hits uh, the Middle East, also killed a good amount of people, so they're dangerous. So, what does this new coronavirus differ from these past coronavirus? Well, it might not be as deadly as, for example, SARS, but it's a lot more infectious. For example, there are a lot of cases saying once one of the family member have been confirmed for the coronavirus, then the whole family are very likely gonna get it confirmed as well. So for this coronavirus, it developed at the beginning of 2020 in Wuhan City, and it sweeps around the world for just several months. Right now, there's like millions of confirmed cases around the world. Well, while other people are still trying to understand what coronavirus is, Chinese have already started up their lockdown. We started the lockdown at New Year's Eve, a time that most Chinese people are just waiting for because it's the most important thing. It's just like Christmas in Western countries. For example, my grandma, she's been preparing for the New Year's Eve dinner for 1.5 months because she needs to select all the food, all the like chicken, all the beef. She need to start like breeding these animals for this dinner, and well, it's is it a violation of freedom? Well, probably a little bit, but it's the most necessary things, and there's no complaints. Everybody just stayed, including our family, even though the all long waited dinner have been cancelled. There's no complaint, and also this is, I think, the first right step that Chinese did. As for the second right step, the takeout food and the express delivery have been playing an important role in the quarantine time because, unlike other delivery and takeout, we just put everything in front of your front door, every single one, and yeah, so that you don't need to go out to get food and to get like the necessities. So you can stay at home and then prevent spreading of the diseases. And as for the third right step that I think is build up hospitals in very fast rate. There's a couple of those hospitals, especially in Wuhan, named 火神山, 雷神山. It's so staggering that it's on live and it was built in 10 days. Every single people, if you want, you can just pop a link that's published in basically all the news, and then you can see it's built. And also, another thing is, while at this time, Chinese is monitoring every single one through cell phones. For example, everybody in China is using Alipay and WeChat. And in that, there's a link. You can log into it, and then after you pressing all your personal information into it, you'll get either a red or a uh, blue sign or a green sign. And using these signs, you're able to go after the coronavirus, after the end of the quarantine, you're able to go out if you have a green sign. For example, during my quarantine time, my sign is red. But after the quarantine, I was so happy that I have a green sign. Let me show you. It's this. Using this, you can travel nearly everywhere except like some of those places that's still been restricted due to the coronavirus issues. And let's now talk about the fifth one. People is that the people's cautiousness. That there's right now have been no confirmed cases in Changsha city, the city that I live in, for more than a month or 2 months. However, every single people in the street are wearing face masks. Let me show you a video that I shoot last week. You see, everybody right here, including me and my girlfriend, is still wearing face mask. And actually, you're asked to do so in front of every single shopping mall and restaurant and other stores. If you don't wear a face mask, you're not be able to enter. Actually, interestingly, I went to a coffee shop a couple of days ago and I forgot to wear my face mask, and the security had to let me out. Yeah, kick me out. And another thing that I think it's doing great is, even though right now there's not much of a confirmed cases in Changsha as well as in China, its stores and shopping malls and companies are still closely monitoring every single people as for their body temperature and as for they're actually wearing face mask. And also they provide a lot of hand sanitizers for every single body. You have to sanitize before you enter every single store. Here's a little bit picture that I can show you. This is in front of the Starbucks, and what it said is, for the condition of the coronavirus, you have to wear a face mask. You have to test your body temperature before you enter the Starbucks, as well as you have to wear a face mask. Otherwise, you will be kicked out. And because of these, Chinese people and also other staffs, Chinese have been controlling the coronavirus pretty efficiently. And I think this is some of the strategies that some of the other countries can actually study from. And that's why I want to provide this video, so that not for bragging that, wow, Chinese are doing so great, I'm so glad that I'm in China, but it's just want to say, like, these are the strategies that I think the whole world should learn from. I'm so thankful for Chinese government as well as Chinese people doing in all the coronavirus conditions. No matter when I see the cars running around, I would feel very happy that all the efforts the government as well as the people are doing, so that everybody right now can go out and everybody right now at least have a ability to enjoy a little bit about their lives, even though we need to still protect themselves. And this is a global issue that I think everybody should be notice about. Everybody should be cautious about. And I hope that everybody is staying safe, and hope that more people are following these steps so that this coronavirus could be controlled in a little bit better ways. So now let's go back to our final question. Is this a fake number? I think after the whole steps that I talked about, you'll notice that it's definitely not a fake number, and it's because all the efforts that Chinese government as well as the Chinese people have done. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time.